Welcome to this lecture on addiction. I used to be a drug addict. I used to love Xanax and Adderall, weed and alcohol. I would take handfuls of those pills every day, smoke about half an ounce of weed a week. I drink probably 4 bottles of whiskey a week. I should have died on multiple occasions, and now I've been sober for many years. I used to take psychedelics. I stopped about a year ago, but it took a journey to get here. So this is my explanation of how I got here and what I think drives addiction. What I think society gets wrong in the 12-step program and in the process of it is that it sees it as some problem with the pill or the alcohol. That the alcohol just we just loved it and we couldn't help ourselves. It's deeper than that. Yes, some people I think just took OxyContin once or took the wrong pill and became addicts. It's deeper than that. At the core of addiction, at the core of picking up that bottle at 9 p.m. and drinking half of it or taking that Xanax, at the core of all of it is a feeling, a sensation, or a thought, or a part of ourselves that we refuse to sit with, that's coded in shame, that we hate, that we need to run away from so much that we'll drink this much to forget it, right? So I think the amount of pills, the amount you drink, is a reflection of how much you need to forget that side of you that you're shaming. I can't speak for everyone's experience. I can speak from my experience. A number of things in my life I had to run away from. Whether it was not feeling like enough, not feeling worthy of love, feeling rejected, feeling stupid, feeling rejected by my parents. There's a lot of parts of me I didn't want to feel. And anytime that come up, I'd have to take the Xanax. I'd have to drink the whiskey because I couldn't tolerate what was going on. So, how to implement this for your life? Pay attention, and there's no shame here. Let me start off. If you're drinking, you're fucking popping pills. I got all love for you. It's okay. You're not a bad person. You're not a shame-ridden, you know, Luciferian person. You're a human worthy of love, and I love you. It's okay. We're in this together. I've been there. For you, for anyone who's in this spot. I think addiction is pretty minor. It could be just drinking 2 glasses of whiskey every night. If you need that, you're addicted to something. If you need that pill at night, you're addicted to the pill. We think addiction is drinking a whole bottle or going crazy like me, but it can be small too. So if just picture yourself reaching for that thing. Before you reach for that whiskey, before you reach for that joint, before you reach for that pill, before you reach for any of these substances, take a fucking second just to feel your body. What feeling, at a base level, what feeling can I not be with? Right? That's step one. What feeling can I not sit with? And then second, what part of my reality can I not accept? What's going on in my life that I can't accept? Okay? For me, that second part was I couldn't accept that I was valuing the wrong thing. I couldn't accept that I was only I only had the friends I had because they did drugs with me. I couldn't accept that I hated my friends. I couldn't accept that I hated my girlfriend at the time. I couldn't accept that I was depressed. I was suicidal. I couldn't accept those things. I couldn't accept life that was existing at the moment. So this helped me forget, right? Remember, these things help you forget what's going on in your body. So in those moments, two things. Learn to tolerate what you're feeling. Okay? For me, a lot of it was anxiety, it was fear. The anxiety was so fucking intense, I couldn't be with it. Therefore, the equation is that if we can tolerate the anxiety, if we can tolerate the sensation in our body that we're running from, you will not need to run anymore. If it's anxiety that you can't sit with, which most alcohol, because alcohol basically the neurochemical component releases GABA. Okay, so does Xanax, all these things. If you're drinking a lot of alcohol, it's almost always you have a deep form of anxiety that you can't sit with. So if you can tolerate that anxiety and be with it and love it, you won't need the drug anymore. So in that moment when you're feeling that feeling of deep anxiety, feel love. Picture a moment in your life. For me, it's picture my mom who died last year. I love her so much. It's feeling that sensation of love and pouring that on the sensation, feeling the fear, feeling the terror in your body that makes you want to reach for the drink or the drug, and feel your heart, feel love, and just pour it on that wound. Wounds grow in darkness like mushrooms. They just grow. They get bigger. When you pour light and love on a wound, on a feeling that you don't like, it fucking vanishes. It opens your heart into a loving person. You actually gain from it. So first step, pour love and light onto the feeling you're with. And it's not easy. I'm not saying you're going to be there like, oh my God, it's all okay. It's not going to be like that. It's going to fucking suck for a bit. You're going to feel like you're dying. You're going to feel like you're basically a new person in some weird fucking way. But that's the initiation. It'll take time before you get used to it. So get used to pouring love in the situation. I know the perspective I'm about to say is not easy to handle, but it's true. In that moment, when you can tell yourself, mastering the sensation, like what lies on the other side of me mastering this feeling that I can't feel? Freedom. Imagine if you didn't feel that thing anymore. You're free of it. What would your life look like? That's what I think of my addictions. I'm still addicted to my social media in some way. It's not drugs, but we all have vices. They pass to other things sometimes. Right now, what I'm thinking is like, what's on the other side of me not running away from this feeling? Not needing to fill a void. What will my life look like? And having been on the other side, away from the anxiety of these drugs, it's fucking beautiful. Life away from needing something to fix you is beautiful because you become self-sufficient. So see that timeline, see that path. Okay, what does these two timelines look like? What does one look like of me continuing to do this bad thing for myself 10 years down the line? I'm overweight, I'm depressed, I hate my life, okay? The second one, I'm free. Second one, feeling your body, what it feels like. Go to the fucking second one. In terms, that's a feeling part, right? The second part is accepting your life, right? I think when I've met a lot of alcoholics, I've been in addiction circles, I know a lot of addicts. Yes, part of it is that feeling, right? And I mentioned this earlier, but a lot of it is not being able to accept our life, right? We hate our fucking life so much. We hate that job. We sit down at a desk and we can't deal with it, right? Our wife hates us. We don't fuck our wife for months. Our kids don't like us. We feel like shit all the time. We feel like we have no meaning. We feel like we're just here to do nothing and, life sucks. Why wouldn't you want to escape that? If you believe that everyone hates you and your job sucks and your kids hate you, why the fuck would you not want to take drugs? I get it, I was there. On the other side of that is either accepting what is and changing your perspective, which is tough, correct? Because sometimes your life might actually suck. So it's getting real with yourself. Like, does my life actually suck? Or do I have to change something, right? Most of the time it doesn't suck. We're just really being a piece of shit. We're not grateful for our kids or our wife, and we're kind of creating that by not engaging with it with love. So first step is being like, is my life actually that bad? Or am I just refusing to accept it as it is? Can I learn to appreciate what my life is? One. If it genuinely is fucking shit, which it was for me, I moved to a new city knowing nobody. I left everything. I left it all. I fucking hated my life. I had a good life for most people. I went to, one of the best colleges in the world. I had, beautiful women around me. I had amazing friends. I had, comfortable living, a lot of money. I left all of it because I fucking hated my life. And I knew that I couldn't accept it. That I would keep doing drugs if I lived the same life. So I had to create a new life for myself that came from the heart, that came from my soul, that made me feel like living was a beautiful thing, that I was here to create something worth meaning, that the universe or God or source was here to create something through me, that I no longer was a piece of shit just living life on my terms. I was living life on God's terms, on something deeper than me. Once I made that change, I had no cravings anymore for anything because I liked my life. I loved it. So those are the steps, right? Feel what you're not able to feel at a base level. That causes addiction. The second piece is, can you accept life as it is? Or is it so fucked up that you have to change it and change that shit, right? I changed everything. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but that's what it took for me to feel decent, to feel humane. And this is where now I'll get into the spiritual stuff. So if you don't believe in spirituality, which is totally fine, I get it, don't listen to this anymore because I'm going there now. In my experience, when I was rejecting, so I'm not a fan of organized religion, but if that's what it takes for you to believe in God, then that's perfectly fine. I believe in the loving power of the universe. I think that spirituality to me is whatever exists outside the ego. So whatever exists outside you, service, loving someone, being in flow state, working on something you love. To me, that's spirituality. It's just doing things that bypass your ego. If you look at where 12-step gets it right, sorry. There is no 12-step program or any addict program that doesn't succeed without surrendering something to God. A key part of any addiction program is surrendering what we can't control to God. So spirituality at its core is integrated to all addiction recovery programs. Why? Because we need something outside of us to believe in, right? We need to have faith in something outside of us that benefits us. Because when we're addicts, we're so pessimistic, and we think that we can control everything, that everything is our fault, that we're bad, that we're shameful, we're pieces of shit. When we can feel that there's something bigger or greater than us that loves us and wants good for us, we can start bypassing that like shelled down, hateful black reality into a loving one where we feel like we're of service to something, that our fucked up little worlds aren't everything, right? Once we give over our love and our power to this bigger force, we can feel like we're a part of something, and that we're giving ourselves to a larger mission. That our weird little egoistic worlds aren't everything. All our issues that we focus on and anxiety about, and we need to go to these things to fix, they're not as important anymore because we're spending more time devoting ourselves to something bigger. So develop a spiritual practice, whether it be praying. It doesn't have to be that. If you're still not open to spiritual stuff, just do something that goes outside your ego, which means doing things you love, being in a flow state, helping people out, volunteering, just doing things that go outside your ego. And once you do that more and more, your ego will start having less control of your life, right? The egoistic mind, all wants is a better life, which makes you think that your life is terrible. It wants more pleasure, which makes you go towards these things. It makes you think that life rolls around you, that you should get everything you want, that you, right? Ego is you. And thinking about I, you in your mind all the time, it creates suffering all the time, right? And the suffering created by that makes you drink and do drugs. So we think more on a we basis on like, how is society, God, the universe living through me? How can I help the world? The I goes away, and we can start living life on a more loving basis, which creates less suffering. It makes us go to these bottles less. To summarize it all. 1, to stop being an addict. There's no shame in it. It's okay if you are. Tolerate whatever you're with, sensation-wise. Don't run away from a feeling. What is that feeling? Where did it come from? And how can you start feeling it and tolerating it? 2, think about how your life is treating you. Can you accept life as it is? Or do you have to make massive changes to better your life? And if you do them. And when you have a better life, and you can tolerate your feelings, this is not going to seem as attractive anymore. 3, develop a practice that allows you to go beyond your ego into the larger power of the universe, whether it be helping people out, volunteering, praying, just meditating, just doing something that gets you outside of the entrenched egoistic mind of always wanting what's best for you. Because what's best for you, your ego creates, and that's a never-ending prophecy that'll cause suffering. So if you're struggling with this, my heart goes out to you. I've been there. It's one of the most painful journeys you can ever be in. Once you get out, it teaches you so much, and you can be so free. So I hope this helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And my heart goes out to you, all of you. Thank you. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, click this video right here. And please don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.